Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we are going to understand the sample deployment, basic deployment file. So you have the API version over here, which basically is app/v1. So that's the API version we're using. And here is the deployment kind. It's the kind of resource we are defining. So if you would have seen on the previous videos, we have mentioned kind as pod. Sometimes we have mentioned kind as replica set. Now we are mentioning kind as deployment because a deployment can comprises of both pod and as well as the replica set. You can see that the next value we are defining is the metadata, which is data about the data. So this metadata talks about the name of your deployment, so which is your HTTP server deployments. So this is basically the name which we are defining for here. And then in terms of specifications, here we're describing all those desired behaviors of your deployment. Like for example, the number of replicas you should be having for this deployment. That's number 3. So you were planning to have 3 replicas for this particular deployment. So, and then you are also selecting something called a selector. Now you have seen already the labels on the previous video replica set, where we would have used a selector in terms of match label as well as expression to match the container name and then deploy that particular container when it has been selected by the name of your container name. So that's basically how we are selecting. The name of your application. So that's the pod which I'm talking about. So here the selector is app:/HTTP server. So the template here, which talks about the pod template or configuration, and then you have the metadata about that particular pod related details. For example, the first metadata we are giving about labels, and then we are labeling it as this pod as app:/HTTP server. So this is the label which is going to be part of your pod. And then in terms of specification, you're going to have containers. Under the container, you're going to have the name of your container, which is going to be HTTP server. As we have already seen that a pod can have multiple containers. So do remember that as well. So this is going to be the label of your entire pod itself. And this is going to be the name of the container. So do not confuse that. Both the names are same. So it means that we are referring here for matching this one as well. No, we never match this one. We only match this piece of things. Why? Because this is what matters. This doesn't matter for us. So why I'm saying that, this particular piece is going to match, the replica set as well as your deployment is going to match the app HTTP server towards this label name of your pod, not your individual container name. So here you have the container definition, in which you have the name of the container. You have which image you're going to use as part of this container, and which is the container port number which we are going to use over here. So this is basically what I wanted to tell you. The explanations are written over here. You can read this out and you can understand that as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.